So over the last few weeks, I've been browsing the Steam store page and I've had an abundance of NSFW games come up on my feed. Now, this does not reflect what I buy, I promise. And you know, as human beings are, I was very curious as to, you know, what entailed in these interesting games. So as you do, I clicked on them. I made sure nobody's around, of course. And I was curious. Curiosity killed the cat. And I found a deep rabbit hole of the most interesting Steam reviews that I have ever seen in my life. As I was digging through this rabbit hole, I kind of realized I had like a crazy Hambaya moment. What if I made a video on the most interesting NSFW Steam game reviews? I feel like I cooked there. I feel like that's I've never seen that happen before. And I figured I'll put myself through all the weird games and things that people say for your guys' entertainment. Don't get me wrong, I'm not here to kink shame or anything. You know, people are into what they're into, but there are certain things that should be left unsaid, I feel. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go through a couple games here. And we're gonna go through a lot of reviews, and we're gonna deep dive into them. We're gonna on some English teacher shit in high school. We're gonna find the theme. We're gonna make a thesis. We're gonna be deep diving into the freakiest human beings on the planet. It's gonna be awesome. I'm not gonna lie though, some of the games are pretty like about sensitive topics and definitely about things that should not be romanticized or sexualized in any manner. But you know, that's just how human beings are. So I will proceed with caution. All right, first game. It's called Fresh Woman, Season 1. Fresh Woman is a choice-driven adult visual novel focusing on the best parts of life. Become a freshman attending Minerva Bay College. Romance girls and solve a mysterious incident. Your journey will be filled with comedy, drama, and lots of sex. I take away two things with this about description here for this game. One, there's lots of sex, so sign me the up. Number two is the emphasis on the fresh woman part there. You know, it's very, you'll notice in these games that they kind of make it very obvious that the game is definitely hitting towards underage women. That's kind of a reoccurring theme in these games. They kind of edge the line of legal and not legal. So kicking it off with the first review. This guy says, completed the story in about 4 hours. I had a stiffy 99% of the time. It's genuinely a good story and great value for the price it is. There are only 2 rules when playing this game. Rule 1. Ensure you change your privacy settings on Steam and Discord, otherwise your friends will know you're sus as f***. Rule 2. Lock your damn bedroom door. So this is what I want to take away from this review here. His rule set. His second rule there, I definitely agree with heavily. You definitely want to lock your bedroom door if you're playing any type of freaky game, or really if you're watching anything of that manner. But let's look at rule 1 here. All right, let's analyze this. Ensure you change your privacy settings on Steam and Discord, otherwise your friends will know you're sus AF. This is what kind of bends me out of shape with this rule here. Are you saying your friends will know you're sus AF because you're playing an NSFW game, or is it because you're playing a game that low-key is definitely for people that like underage women? I'm just gonna be outright and say it. I feel like there could be a double meaning there, but honestly, I think I might go with the latter because I feel like this review is low-key a self-report. I mean, buying this game in general low-key is a self-report. No hate to anybody who's bought it or anything, but like, I mean, the game's called Fresh Women. I mean, it doesn't get like any on the nose than that. He also said he had a stiffy 99% of the time, which I mean, I get like that's the point of playing these games, but like, what do you do when you're playing these games? You just full on jerk it the whole time you're playing the story? You're like what's going on? When I hop on this shit, am I full edging for the whole game, for the whole four hours of the story time there is? Or do you just break it out whenever shit gets crazy? Well, regardless, let's head on to the next review here. This next review is a little sad, to be honest with you. When I read this, I really just felt bad for the guy who wrote this. Wonderful storyline, but you'll definitely get terrible depression after playing these type of games, especially if you're single. With the crying sideways laughing emoji. I feel like there was a lot of pain in that crying laughing sideways emoji when he typed that out. As I was recording this video and going through the reviews, I kind of realized that a lot of the people that play these type of games don't really have like a an outside social life, which I mean, obviously is sad. Like that's like I understand that avenue of, you know, going down this pipeline of playing these games because you don't really have any like romantic relationships outside of, you know, virtual. And I understand that aspect of it. It is kind of sad seeing people like form parasocial relationships with characters in, you know, random visual novels and stuff like that. And I mean, that's always been like a phenomenon that happens, but it's like a weird epidemic, especially with dudes nowadays, you know? I mean, I'm guilty of it, bro. Sabrina Carpenter, I definitely got a parasocial relationship with her. I've DM'd her a lot of times. Okay, going off topic, but regardless, if you're falling into the trap of seeking, you know, a dopamine rush from whatever you're trying to do, whether it be, you know, porn or game, maybe try to form some real relationships, you know? It's very easy to fall into the trap of endless dopamine glitch, but I suggest maybe going out in the real world, you know, and forming some real bonds, some real dopamine. Or else, dude, you're just gonna be trapped in this cycle of virtual boobs. Okay, sorry to get deep. Next review. All right, this one's pretty funny. I won't lie. Left my Discord activity on. 10 out of 10 would recommend doing that. Came 4 times with the boys on Discord. Great bonding sesh. That's awesome. That really is a true friendship experience. Every friend group, and I mean every friend group, that includes you and me, every friend group has done that. No, but seriously though, do you guys like think just dudes like buy games and just straight up have like somebody streams it on Discord? And I totally haven't done this before, but they just stream it on Discord and they just jerk it. All right, let's get fresh women out of the way. Let's move on to the next game. This game is called Furry Shades of Gay 2, A Shade Gayer. Now, before I hop into this, I would like it to be known that I fuck with furries. Well, okay, well, not like that in that sense, but like I'm an avid furry supporter. You know, I'm an ally to all types of, you know, whatever you're into. So if I make jokes, just know it's lighthearted. All right, I really don't care what you do with your life. I don't think anybody should, but here we go. Furry Shades of Gay 2 builds on the first installment. There's more than one. Furry Shades of Gay 2 builds on the first installment of the series to bring you even more love, more puzzles, and more hot gay sex. So I read that, and I said instantly, sign me the up. Experience 6 new stories with an elaborate web of branching paths. Explore each one, win match 3 challenges, and get ready for hot animated voiced sex scenes. They really emphasize the voiced. And looking back, maybe I should have bought this game and played it. All right, first review. I recommend this game because it allows you to do things that are not possible in real life, such as talking to girls and having sex with them. This is so true. I completely agree with this. This is one of the realest reviews and sentences I've ever read in my life. Also, didn't even peep. Guy has 116.2 hours in real life on the record for the game played. Wow, that's a real gooner. That is a real gooner. Next review goes, I don't know. Haven't played a lot. And they have 1.5 thousand hours on record. Which in hindsight is actually fucking absurd because I think the game that I've played most on my Steam profile is Call of Duty Black Ops 3. And I've had Black Ops 3 for 9 years now on Steam. And I only have like 800 hours. And he has damn near fucking double that. That's fucking absurd. Our next review says, my wife and kids came back. They realized they wouldn't leave me over a silly game. But then they saw I bought the sequel. Or the squeal in this guy's words. I can now never see my children again and I'm still homeless. My mother or father won't pick up the phone. However, these cute gay furries doing the dirty makes it all worth it. Okay. Now, as much as this review is definitely bait, and this probably didn't happen to this specific person, there is a reality where this has happened to somebody. Somewhere on Earth, somebody bought it doesn't even have to be a furry game in general, an NSFW Steam game, and lost their significant other because of it. Which is kind of wild to think about because you literally have to be like certified gooner to buy a game when you have a whole family like that. that's kind of fucking nuts. All right, regardless, I don't want to linger on this game too long. All right, because we have some good games coming up. I'll tell you what. And this was on the lower end of NSFW list for me personally. But Here we go to the next one. All right, so the next game is called Lewd Gym. In this gym, you will training with cute monster girls and accept the orgasm control training. Fucking exciting, isn't it? First of all, what an about for a fucking game. Fucking exciting, isn't it? That's a great hook. All right, first review says, great game, tons of good fetish stuff, plus the art style and voice acting are sublime. That's high praise. However, I think the creator had a thing for sweaty foot jobs, which I mean, no hate, but not really my thing. Still many nuts were had, so I give a seal of approval and the Can Play One-Handed award. So there's definitely a lot to take in there. That review kind of gives you like enticed a little bit, you know, you kind of feel like you want to know what the fuck is going on in this goddamn game. I really do like the still many nuts were had, so I give a seal of approval and the Can Play One-Handed award. I really do wish he said a certain number because he only has 3.2 hours on record, and I feel like if he said a certain number, we could have done the math on how many nuts per hour he could. All right, low key, I gotta stop. And like the play one-handed part, it really did. It got me because it made me realize that these dudes really do play this shit with one hand. Like they are full cock out. Who knows? Like pants on ankles maybe, or even pants completely off. And who knows if they have socks on? Like where do you even finish, bro? Do you just finish on the floor right below you and clean it up after? Is there like a nut bin, or maybe they are using a sock? The old classic. The way these guys talk about games, it really makes me feel like they just live in a dungeon of white. Ew, that just actually made me fucking cringe. Like you bring a black light down there and it's just disgusting. You can just see every single fucking semen mark and oh god. All right, enough of that. I don't want to think about that anymore. Let's move on to the next one. All right, this person says the girls are great and the gameplay is a casual fun experience. What else could you ask for? Interestingly, there is actually an impregnation mechanic in the game. If you fail several times on a particular girl, she will get pregnant and acquire a debuff to make the next encounter a little easier. Orc Girl is my favorite. Her dialogue is hilarious and cute. Cheers. So these motherfuckers put in an impregnation fertility mechanic. Let me get this straight. If you fail several times on a particular girl, she will get pregnant and acquire a debuff to make the next encounter a little easier. What the fuck does this mean? You're giving her a pregnant debuff, so it makes it easier to have sex with her the next time? I'm fucking lost. I think it's so funny at the end of the review too. He says cheers. Like he's thanking the fucking game devs for letting him fucking get a nut off to impregnating an orc. We gotta move on to the next game. So this is where shit gets a little strange, all right? This next game is called Innocent Grape, which this got my eye immediately because of the name, and I knew how freaked out people were, so I was like, there's no way that this is about what I actually think it's about. I kind of refused to believe it because I just didn't think that was something that Steam would okay. But yeah, it is precisely about what you think it's about. Comedy and hentai. Name a more iconic duo. Play the role of promiscuous Anne in this 2D visual novel. Help fulfill all her crazy sexual fantasies and make her dream come true. There's no way anything could go wrong, right? Just a forewarning before we go into these reviews. This game probably should get taken off the Steam store, in my opinion. I think anything that romanticizes anything like this probably shouldn't be on. First review. Anne's Bizarre Cocked Ventures. Just got through the main story. Now what do I say? Funny, educational, and without a doubt kinky stuff is going on here. Loads of sensitive fantasies only true men, women, and non-b***s can handle. Low-key probably shouldn't have said that because I don't know if that's a slur. So I'm gonna censor that because I don't know what the fuck that word means. The MC is absolutely adorable. She deserves all the sex she wants and maybe a little bit of a good sleep as well as her roommate. Don't expect this game to be all touchy-feely with you. It will make you giggle about things in the most inappropriate ways possible, and I mean it. These are the type of reviews that kind of make me a little nervous. This guy is going way too in-depth here. So this was the first review that I saw. And when I saw loads of sensitive fantasies only true men, women, and whatever the fuck that word means can handle, I knew exactly what this game was about. Sensitive fantasies, that's a little nerve-wracking to hear. Also, she deserves all the sex she wants and maybe a little bit of a good sleep sounds a little fucking creepy. I don't want to give this guy any more sunshine, so we're just gonna move on. So this next one is a little concerning to me personally because it says innocent grape, more like anything but grape, which evidently here leads me to believe that this person bought this game and played it because he thought, or they, I should say, because I don't know what they are. They bought and wanted that certain word to be something that happens in the game. So obviously, if you're buying a game for that reason, you definitely should be on a watch list of some sort. In my humble opinion, I don't, I don't, I don't really think you should be buying games or watching anything that involves that type of thing to happen. What I've noticed in these reviews, I feel like people are a little too comfortable romanticizing and sexualizing certain things that shouldn't be romanticized or sexualized, especially something that's fucking illegal. This isn't even kink shaming either. Actually, you know what it is? If you have a kink for that, you low key need help. Actually, it's not even low key, it's high key. Don't fucking have a kink for that. That's fucking weird. Especially if you're a fucking dude. If you're a dude, you have a kink for that, you need serious help. And honestly, I feel like it's mostly dudes that are writing these reviews. So a lot of these dudes need serious fucking help. I actually just found this, but below everything, there's a mature content description. Every Steam game has it. And this game in particular says this. The developers describe the content like this. The game contains adult content and sexual scenes with various fetishes that some viewers may find offensive. Blowjob, threesome, male, male, female, and foursome, male, 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 female. As you can see, there's a lot of male dominance here going on. Sex machine tentacles, masturbation, lesbian, peeking, furry, oral, vaginal, anal, and non-penetrative sexual acts. Okay, that's not like the weirdest part. The game contains nudity, consensual, and non-consensual sex, violence, sexual violence, well, that word, abuse, and fake hypnosis, alternative lifestyles, blackmail, use and sale of alcohol and drugs, swearing. Obviously, the worst of all that is swearing. I feel like there's just a lot of red flags here, and even more so for the people that buy this fucking game. Like, this definitely isn't something that should be, normal. Obviously, there are scenes like that exist in media and literature and everything. And that's different because this game is to get off. It's like people don't include those in media or like shows or movies for somebody to get off to it. It's usually for an educational purpose, and it's for the story. But this is just for this is just to get off. I don't want to spend too much time on this game. I just wanted to let that be known that is just something that Steam has up for really strange folk. All right, we're going to go more lighthearted. This next game is called Sex with Hitler. Sex with Hitler is a unique blend of visual novel and top-down shooter. You will fight in the fields of World War II and meet 5 unique heroines, among whom you will find both friends and enemies. Yeah, you read that right, and I read that right. This is a reality. This is somebody spent time making a game like this. They spent time that they will never ever get back, which, I mean, it has fucking 2,500 reviews, so they made a pretty nice buck off it. Yeah, I mean, this is absolutely wild. This actually, when this came up my store page, I actually like physically was laughing and just so confused. We're so cooked, bro. It's not even funny. I mean, seriously, try showing this shit to like Anne Frank. Or that's, maybe I shouldn't say that. Try showing this shit to somebody from that era of time and see how the fuck they'd react. Because this is, I cannot believe that this is a real video game. The first review says, they gave Hitler 2 balls. Yep. That guy left a negative review because they gave Hitler 2 balls. Nice. We're also going to disregard the fact that he has 970.3 hours on record. I don't really want to know why he has that many hours. But evidently, this guy is the John Sex of Hitler, so he'll know more than we do. But that is kind of wild, though. You make a game entirely about sex with Hitler, and you don't even make it lore accurate. They completely missed the mark and missed their opportunity. So this negative review is definitely warranted. Next one, this guy says, terrible game. First off, Hitler was known to have one testicle, in parentheses, nut. However, the game gets this wrong twice. In one scene, he has both of his nuts. In another scene, his sack just seems to be completely non-existent. I am incredibly disappointed with the lack of historical accuracy. I mean, he's completely right. This is just completely dumbfounded. I can't believe that the developer would absolutely fuck this up and give him one testicle nut. I'm not gonna lie, like a majority of the reviews on this game are literally just complaining the fact that Hitler has one nut. That is the outlier. That is the only thing that people have an issue with this game with. Moving along, this guy says, reminds me of Elden Ring. They seem very similar, I'd say. Now this makes me really wonder, what if this game's a sleeper? What if Sex with Hitler is just absolutely fucking the holy grail of NSFW games? This is like LeBron James of porn game. They're gonna put Sex with Hitler up with all the greats. They're gonna hang his fucking jersey up. This guy says, this game has corrupted me. I cannot stop thinking about Hitler. The sheer thought of being dominated by him makes me cream. All I do is play Sex with Hitler at home, at work. I sometimes don't even sleep just so I can admire his hot physique, the shape of his manhood, and his stash. Every moment without him is agonizing. I feel like we're at a point in society where we just gotta go through another extinction event, a mass extinction event. I feel like that's best for every party involved. Like, we used to really hunter and gather and shit, and now I'm just some dude making a Gmod video on Sex with Hitler reviews, and this guy's talking about how he can't live without Hitler and how he's admiring Hitler's physique. What happened? What was the turning point? This guy also has 1,100 hours on record, so I don't know what this reoccurring theme is of people playing this game for 1,000 hours, but I'm getting a little concerned. After that, I think we're gonna wrap this up because my brain is so fucking fried right now, man. Reading all this shit has definitely left a negative impact on my mental health and my view on the world. I really thought this was going to be an innocent video idea. Well, I guess not necessarily innocent, but nothing too crazy. But the shit I had to go through these games and all the reviews, and it was very draining. It was a lot draining than I thought it was going to be. And honestly, reading these reviews has made me feel a little bit better about myself. But you know, like I said, I'm not really here to kink shame. A lot of these games kind of play into things that I feel like shouldn't be played into, like that fucking grape game. That's kind of fucking wild. That's even on the Steam store. There's a very thin line on between just innocent game to play to jerk off or just really weird fantasies that people shouldn't really be having. I just feel like these games give people a very unreal expectation on life and women and, you know, whatever they're into and the real world. But what the fuck do I know? I'm a 20-year-old white boy from fucking New York, so I'm not trying to be some fucking philosopher. I'm just pointing out what I think, you know? But regardless, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. It was an interesting one to make. Maybe I'll make another one in the future depending on how this one does, but thank you. I appreciate you watching. Also, hit that fucking like button for the shit that I saw while fucking... Yeah, I'm blurring out all the shit for YouTube that you guys don't got to see all the freaky stuff, but I had to go through all that, so hit that like. Thanks.